about some of my types of abuses. And so we may be looking into some types of abuses in today's reading as well, and how you can deal with and overcome the situations that you have been through. I'm going to get us started with a message from our guides. Let's see what they want to talk about today. You are important too. Take some time for self-care and love. Do more for you and don't feel guilty about it. Take yourself on a date. Dress up and hold your head high. Go on a vacation somewhere that you can relax and unwind. Maybe even learn some new things. There is a whole wide world around you, and it is time to live. Live like you are dying, Tim McGraw. No more time to be a yes man or woman anymore. No more time to give to others without a return. So it's time to really give to yourself, build yourself up, love yourself, and take care of you, and to walk away from any situations where it's one-sided giving. Open your eyes. What you seek might be right in front of you. Take a break from technology and start to see the world around you again. There is so much life to enjoy. Let your freak flag fly and don't hold back. Sing loud, dance proud. This is reminding me of a night where a friend of mine and me, we were singing outside of McDonald's, and our other friend was getting really pissed off at us because, oh, people are going to be looking at us. And we were like, who cares if people are looking at us? We're enjoying ourselves. That's what's important. So it's time to really focus on enjoyment. What do you enjoy doing? And what is holding you back from experiencing those things? What are you letting keep you from being yourself? You may have dealt with very bullying siblings growing up. Of course, they learned it from somewhere. Know that it wasn't your fault. You are just a beautiful swan in the wrong family. But honestly, it was the right family to make you the person that you are. So be grateful that you aren't blind to things that are similar, and it's why you are 10 steps ahead. So the ugly duckling is coming to mind, and the ugly duckling found out that all along it wasn't an ugly duckling. It was actually a beautiful swan. It just happened to be lost. And so I feel like you're finding yourself now, and you're really starting to see the beautiful qualities of you, the ones that were masked by the bullying and opinions of others, and the nagging and all that kind of stuff can really cause you to turn on yourself and see yourself as something less than what you are. But just know that you are amazing. Rewiring your thoughts is going to be very helpful for this as well. Is there something that you want to fight for? What is it? Don't let your fear talk you out of it. Face it and know that it could go wrong, but it could also go right. And what if it did? What if it took commitment and wasn't done right away? What if you had to be patient? Would it be worth it? Do you want it that much? When you find what you do want that much, don't regret not trying. Take a chance. Not trying is the only true way to fail. So it's time to really pour your time, your effort, and your energy into something that really brings you a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of fulfillment, and to not let anybody turn you away from that task. To know that if it is something that you really feel truly called to and that you really enjoy, that eventually you will get to the state where you don't have to worry about whether or not you have what you need to do it, because you worked hard to achieve what you needed to do it. So we have the Three of Pentacles, Temperance. Wow, this is saying pretty much exactly what I just said. Three of Wands and the Six of Wands. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take persistence. There's going to be a lot of extremes in dealing with this. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs, and you're going to learn a lot as you go. You're going to grow as you glow, or you're going to grow as you go. And I feel like this is going to be a very strong glow up for you as well. Your patience, your commitment, your ability to remain in a peaceful state regardless of outside circumstances is really going to bring you a lot of success. It's going to bring you a lot of recognition. You have been working extremely hard towards whatever it is that really brings you a lot of happiness, a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy. And if you haven't started yet, you soon will be. And in doing this, you are really going to be able to envision a beautiful life and a beautiful future, and visualizing it, manifesting it. That is all part of this as well. You have to be able to visualize this future in order to manifest it, and you have to be able to work towards it without expecting results right away, because a lot of times it's something that takes a slow and steady approach that fulfills you the most. Something that really takes a lot of time, effort, and energy is something that is truly worth it, though, as well, because it's something that really brings you a very strong sense of fulfillment. You have to recognize yourself and not worry about whether or not you're getting that recognition from outside yourself, because in recognizing yourself, you will be able to see all those amazing things about you and bring them to life. And then as you recognize yourself and as you work towards this with a steady commitment and a solid patience, then everything is going to materialize before you, and you are really going to start getting that outside recognition and success as well. And I really feel like there's just going to be a lot of abundance and blessings coming to your life for your ability to be able to overcome any of the past BS and drama that caused you to think that you were less than you are and kept you from going after what your true passion and purpose was. Your true passion and purpose is what's going to bring you the most success. Trinka 5, manifesting money and income. You're going to be very successful at manifesting money and manifesting income, at creating something good for you. There's no sound. That's weird. Can you hear me now? Doop, doop, doop. Can you hear me now? So, money and income is really going to be coming your way, but it's going to take some time and some effort. Okay, thank you, Dom Dom. It's going to take some time and some effort. It's going to take persistence and commitment, dedication, and it's going to be something that is really going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. So even without the money, it's going to be able to really fill you with a lot of peace and joy. Thank you for letting me know that, sweetheart. Earth. Ask the element of earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. So, it's going to be a little bit chaotic. There's going to be a lot of extremes, like I was saying before. But through those extremes is how you are going to be able to temper your results. Through those extremes is how you're going to be able to find that peace within, regardless of what's going on around you. You're really going to be able to maintain regardless of anything going on outside of yourself. And you're going to find that fulfillment inside of you instead of from the outside world. There really is a lot of ups and downs when you're working on something that takes time, that takes effort, that takes commitment and persistence. And it's like temperance. The place that temperance actually came from is from a blacksmith's forge in the old days. And they used to take the weapons and they would heat them up, and then they would bang on them, and then they would cool them down really quickly. They dip them in ice water after heating them up and banging on them, and then dip them in ice water. And all those extremes of temperature and pressure, that's what created the best weapon there was. And all the extremes that you're going through now is what is going to allow you to hone your skills and create success in your life. So that's what I have for the opening message, and let's see what else our guides want to talk about today. Emotional and mental abuse. Triggers feelings of being stupid, clumsy, at fault for everything, feeling alone, or not good enough. Like I mentioned in the open message, you may have had a very harsh experience growing up with a lot of bullying, whether that be your siblings, your parents, other people around you in the neighborhood, in your school, things like that. And it can really trigger you to feel like you're not good enough, to feel like you're stupid, to feel like you're clumsy, to feel like you are the one that is to blame for every single thing that ever happens around you. You could find yourself apologizing on an all the time basis, telling people sorry, constantly for things that you couldn't have possibly had any control over or even had any bearing on them going wrong. You still feel somewhat responsible for those things happening. And it's because of that chatter going on inside of your mind, left over from the experiences you experienced when you were younger, that where people told you you were stupid or you were at fault or everything that went wrong was somehow your blame. And a lot of it has to do with people who can't take responsibility for their own choices and actions and things falling apart, and then they blame it on you and you become the scapegoat. And other parts of it is just things that happen naturally, accidents that happen, stuff like that. Like, say somebody's house burns down and it was an accident, but everybody seems to blame it on you for some reason. Things like that can really leave those scars, and those scars can damage you for a long time, a lot more than you realize, which is part of why it's so important to rewire your thinking and to reparent yourself and to let yourself know that you are not responsible for the entire world and everything that has happened. Exactly, Dom Dom. And there's nothing wrong with saying sorry either, and sometimes you got to clarify, I'm not sorry because I feel like I caused it. I'm just sorry because, I know how that feels. And that's a different sorry than it is when you're feeling like it's your fault. Yeah, I get that. I used to say sorry so much that it was ridiculous. So much. Self-soothing can be very effective. Find a self-soothing technique that doesn't hurt yourself or others. Walks, jogs, hiking, warm blanket cocoon, a nice fire, music, shower, and stuffed or real animals to cuddle. So, self-soothing is very important. Some of us learned that very young because a lot of our parents gave us a chance to self-soothe when we were babies. Other people's parents did not give them a chance to self-soothe when they were babies. They grabbed them every single time they made a noise and didn't really give them a chance to figure out how to be alone a little bit. There is a nice balance that's required when it comes to that, of being there to protect, nourish, and care for your child and look over them, and being able to step back so your child can do a little bit of that themselves and figure things out themselves. When somebody is a severe helicopter parent, generally those kids grow up without having one single idea about being able to take care of themselves or how to act in the world or how to do anything. I've seen some very severely screwed up children that come out of situations like that have absolutely no idea how to deal with anything. They don't know how to deal with peer pressure. They don't know how to deal with facing a situation and making a decision on their own. They don't know how to deal with any of it. And a lot of them end up drug addicts and alcoholics because of it. And then there's those who completely neglect their kids and are never there for them at all. And those people become very, very, very independent and can't handle anybody stepping in to try to help them with anything because they really can't let go. There's a nice balance when it comes to it. But learning how to self-soothe is a very important thing because it can really help you to be able to get through some tough times without having to have external sources for that. And healthy ways of self-soothing. Take some you time to relax. Meditation, massage, bath, shower. If it's too stressful, take a break and come back to it later. It will be much easier to deal with if you have a fresh and rested mind. So, taking some time to rest is going to be healthy for you as well. And really being able to remember that you deserve that care too. You deserve to have that love, that time, that attention, that dedication that you pour into so many things. You deserve some of that back for yourself too. And when you take care of you in that way, you can take care of everyone around you in a much better way as well. And back to the apologizing thing for a second, it's all in what you're thinking when you're apologizing too. It's less about saying sorry and more about, do I feel like I am responsible for that? And is that why I'm apologizing? Or am I apologizing because I really feel sorry for you in the situation that you're in? Is there something that I can do to help? And then you can also go, okay, so I shouldn't be saying sorry then. I should be saying, hey, I know this is hard for you right now. Is there anything that I can do to help? And not taking that responsibility on your shoulders in that way. We have the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands. It is the intention, very much so, that matters. The Four of Pentacles, King of Cups, and Judgment. So, you're working on balancing yourself out emotionally. You're working on being able to express your emotions without fears of it coming out wrong, or without fears of people mistaking your meaning, or being able to express yourself and your love without worrying about whether or not those things are going to come back to you. They always come back to you in the end. It may be not in the ways you wanted, but in ways that are good anyway. And you regret things for a very long time if you don't express the truth of who you are. So you might be working your way out of a lot of fears right now and really learning how to balance your mental and emotional bodies, really growing and becoming a lot more aware of yourself and your surroundings, becoming a lot more emotionally intelligent, and really understanding yourself better and understanding the world better as you do it. You're freeing yourself of the past, learning how to let go, learning how to forgive, learning how to release, and really understanding that as much as right now you are doing the best you can to the capabilities that you have and with the tools that you have at your disposal, people from your past were doing the same. And so you could have been holding back in a lot of ways because of fears in the past. And now you're really starting to overcome those fears. You're starting to leave the past behind, and you're starting to recognize how amazing you are and how far you have come. You really are letting the door close on the things that are no longer serving you in your life and allowing new doors and new opportunities to be opened up for you. You're really feeling like you're on top of the world and like you are capable of anything. You're feeling a lot of stability and strength. And if you haven't started feeling that yet, you're going to be starting to feel that soon as you put your time, energy, and effort into learning these things, into growing these things, and into yourself a little bit, taking care of you, and really protecting your time and your energy, not allowing everyone to take from you so much while you're left behind to fend for yourself, and really letting go of anybody who's a little possessive or controlling in your life as well. Realizing why you might have held on to situations that were emotionally manipulative or hurtful or cruel in the past. And you're really starting to realize that you do deserve more than to be treated that way. You deserve to be treated with respect and with dignity. You deserve to be treated with kindness and with love and with empathy and compassion. And as you give those things to yourself, you start to show others how to treat you. As you stop allowing the people that are treating you in ways less than respectful to continue doing that, you start to show people what you deserve, what you expect, and what you are not going to put up with. And when you show people what you are not going to put up with, you tend to bring in a lot higher vibrational people to spend your time with, because you're not going to have people who are looking for the quick, easy fix when you're not willing to give the quick, easy fix. And it's amazing how strong you are at this time and how well you're dealing with everything that you're going through as well, because you have been through a lot, and it is really hard going through a lot of the things that you've faced. So make sure that you are being proud of yourself, giving yourself that recognition, really letting yourself know that you believe in you and that you can accomplish what you are setting out to accomplish, because that's where the recognition needs to come from first. If you can't recognize yourself, then you'll never even be able to see the recognition or love from outside yourself any more than you could before. So there may actually even be more love and recognition coming into you than you even know, simply because you're not recognizing yourself or loving yourself, so you can't see it. Growth, fertility, abundance, new passion for life. So you're really growing a lot of beauty in your life. You're growing a lot of beauty in your life because of this change in perspective that you're having, because of your ability to see things with new eyes, because of your ability to highlight all the good things, because of your ability to have gratitude and joy, to really be able to see the world with the eyes of hope and optimism and love and light, and really being able to cancel out out that negative voice in your head that is telling you that everything is miserable, awful, and horrible, and that's all it's ever going to be, and that's all it's ever going to amount to. Because we all kind of get stuck in those negativity cycles sometimes, and those negativity cycles really cause us to see the world in the worst way possible. The earth can be heaven or hell, depending on how we choose to see it. And we can live in heaven or hell, depending on how we choose to perceive everything going on around us. So in this shift and in this change, you are choosing to perceive things in a way that you never have before. Choosing to see things from a point of view and perspective of optimism, choosing to believe that you can overcome challenges, that you can learn, that you can grow, and that you can make your way through. And you're even starting to see that a lot of the challenges and obstacles that you thought were so gigantic in the past really are shrinking down to something very minuscule. Your faith and trust in yourself and your belief in your capabilities to overcome things is really starting to make it apparent that you have been able to move mountains all along. You just needed the faith to do it. To be happy and grateful without owning anything are a refreshing. Sorry. To be happy and grateful without owning anything are a refreshing reset has occurred. So find your happiness, gratitude, and peace to find your way back out of this rabbit hole. When material aspects don't rule you, you will be ready. So, a lot of the reason why people are going through this experience right now where they don't have enough financially, and technically you have everything that you need, right? But you may not have everything that you want. A lot of the reason people are going through this right now is because people have become very materialistic in their views, and they have really started to rely very heavily on things around them to bring them happiness, instead of realizing that even just sitting out in the middle of the woods alone with nothing, you can be extremely happy. It's all in what you choose to be. It's all in whether or not you choose to be happy. It's all in whether or not you choose to have gratitude for the things that you have around you, to believe that the things that you have around you have value, even if they don't have the same value that a lot of people would consider something to be successful. You are successful without having things. And it's really just this great reset that is happening for you, something that is very beautiful. And it really seems like a curse, and it seems like something that's awful and horrible, and something that just seems exhausting and painful. But this horrible, awful experience that you're experiencing right now is a blessing in disguise, because it is allowing you to see your world in a completely different viewpoint that is going to allow you to be able to be happy regardless of what is going on outside of yourself. That external validation isn't going to be a thing anymore, and it's all going to be an internal validation system. Rest will help you to be able to find clarity. Tune out the world for some peaceful rejuvenation. Allow the world to keep turning without you for once. You can't do everything. You can't do everything all the time and are not responsible for it all. Take a break. You can do so much more, so much better when you take care of you. And that's kind of what we were discussing earlier as well, is that you can do so much more when you take care of yourself. And it really is a very truthful statement. You might think, oh no, because I'm taking so much time away from everything to take care of me, but you're taking care of everything with much more energy, with a better attitude, with a rested mind and a rested heart and soul. And you're taking care of everything with a sense of passion and purpose and fulfillment, instead of a sense of lack and a sense of not being able to get it all done, and a sense of I'm too tired for this, or I'm too old for this, or there's just too much and I just can't do it. Well, if you were taking care of yourself a little bit, you might actually be able to do a lot more than you think you could do. But it does require you to take care of you too. Awakening. We all have differences, it's plain to see. We all have differences, even me. Love yourself every day, love yourself in every way, spread that love for others to see. This is what will set you free. Live in love, live in light, everything will be all right. Try to see things from their side, it will help the fears subside. Push past fear, ego, and pride, and then comes the part where you truly confide. Have faith, trust, and belief, and don't let fear be your thief. And if you guys wanted to be able to go back and listen to that poem again, you can find it on my other channel, D's Storytime. You can find the link for that in the description box below. Hi, Muse. Thank you for the love sent this way. I appreciate it. Knowing that your patience, your dedication, your persistence has and will pay off with a transformation occurring. I feel like there could even be someone in your life that in the past did not treat you with the most respect. And you may have not treated yourself with the most respect, obviously, because you were allowing this to happen. And you may have been overworking yourself into an early grave, pretty much. And, not really getting the help or assistance you needed, not taking the time out for you. And really, you could have had somebody else that was watching this a lot. And they watched you be able to pull yourself out of this. They watched you leave behind the negativity. They watched you go through this transformation where you were able to shed any of the non-gratitude. You were able to shed any of the being able to be emotionally manipulated or used or hurt, any kind of things like that. You've been able to move away from that, and you've really been able to be patient with yourself. Somebody may have actually even been being more patient with you than you know, and they may have been watching from the outside and might want to communicate something to you, something about being proud of you and the transformations that you've made in your life, something about what you mean to them as well. You've really been able to leave behind the chaos, the drama, the lies, the deceit, the manipulations of others. You've been able to pull away from that. The gaslighting no longer works on you. The manipulation no longer works on you. And if it hasn't quite fully came about yet, that transformation is taking place as we speak. It does take patience. It takes dedication. It takes commitment. And it takes patience, dedication, and commitment to you and growing yourself and learning and really being able to communicate your truth and being able to be blunt and honest with people, being able to express yourself and communicate in an effective way, in a way that actually creates changes, in a way that actually creates results and gets good responses. I feel like a lot of you in the past may have been in a state where your communication might have been a little bit harsh. It might have been defensive. It might have been very cruel, or just in a state of feeling like you have to defend yourself at every turn because everyone's out to get you, that kind of energy. And a lot of that came from not ever standing up for yourself at all. And then you started standing up for yourself, and it was in a opposite side of the spectrum. And now you're kind of balancing that all out and creating a nice happy medium. A lot of times it goes from one extreme to the other before it comes back around to this nice happy medium. So there could be some things that are hidden from you. Somebody could have been playing their cards close to their chest. Somebody could have been There could have been a lot of gossip and a lot of manipulation going on, or something along those lines. There could have even been a lot of hurtful words spoken in situations. And these hurtful words brought about a bigger transformation than you realize. These could have been words that you kept to yourself for a very long time, that you didn't express for a very long time. These are words that needed to be expressed. These are words that needed to be spoken, and they needed to be heard. And it may have taken a long time for them to penetrate, especially if they didn't come out in the best way, because people's ego and pride get in the way, especially when you're saying something in a very negative way. And yeah, things happen a little bit quicker and easier when you say things in a better way. At the same time, they still happen, even if it does take time when you say things in a way that isn't as productive. So we have Tree of Life, true wisdom and making good choices in life, safety travel, protection from harm when journeying. So know that on this journey you are very protected. You are very seen. You are very heard by your guides. Your prayers are listened to, and you do have people on your side. Some of you could be feeling a little bit alone at this point in time, and like there's really nobody around you, nobody you can trust, nobody you can rely on. But there really are more people than you know that are keeping an eye on you, even if they are not exposing that. They may actually be hiding the fact that they are keeping an eye on you and patiently waiting for you to be able to come out of this dark night of the soul back into the light. And you're really learning a lot from everything that you're going through now. Wisdom is coming into you, true wisdom. And you are really going to be making a lot more good choices in life. I think people are watching you make better choices for yourself and make better choices all the way around. No, regardless of whatever the choices are about, you're making a lot of really good choices now. And there is definitely somebody keeping an eye on that and watching that you may not notice or know is there. So that's what I have for that specific message. And in between messages, if you guys would like to donate to the channel or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list all in the description box below. And I really appreciate anybody who does any of those things. It helps me out more than you guys know. And it's a great way to give back for the energetic healing I do for you. And I really appreciate it. So let's get on to the next portion of the message. Plus, the more generous and giving you are, the more tends to come your way in blessings as well. Hawk, optimistic, decisive, strategic, creative. That's why that whole paranoid and constantly thinking everybody's out to get you and constantly keeping everything to yourself and not wanting to give everything away does not bring back good energy to you. People want to confuse you and get you into that state so that your blessings no longer come to you. Your blessings come to you more when you are generous and giving. And yeah, you do need to be discerning in who you allow closest to you, but generosity and giving was never an evil thing, and it never will be. Hawk, optimistic, decisive, strategic, and creative. Rebirth, guardianship, fearlessness. Don't allow situations or people to deceive you. Exactly. Be on guard and don't lose faith in your perceptions, whether others cause doubt or not. You have a vision and intuition. The hawk is calling on you to rely on it. See situations from a different and higher perspective. Instead of getting stuck on the little pieces, look at the big picture. It's time to take flight and to reach for the skies. Trust your instincts in making decisions or completing tasks. The universe is helping you to expand your knowledge and learn lessons. Hawks represent messengers of the spiritual realm, and you are being guided through the lessons for the highest good. Trust in that and the nudges that you are receiving. So it's time to really trust in the path that you're being poked and prodded down. Even though there may be some reticence to go down this path, you may be feeling a little intimidated by it, or you might be feeling a little bit worried or anxious, paranoid, scared, things like that. Pray. Leave your worries and your fears in the hands of those that you pray to. Allow all those burdens to fall off of your shoulders. While you're praying, feel all of that just melting away and all of your muscles relaxing. Allow your mind to come to peace and ease. Meditation is very good for this as well, and so is energy protection, cleansing, and clearing sessions. They really help you to be able to just feel your whole body at peace, your mind at peace, your soul at peace, and it helps you to be able to think clearly and listen to your intuitive nudges and the guidance that you're receiving instead of listening to the fears and the worries and the doubts and the constant voices outside of yourself that tell you you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. Well, you know what? You know what you should be doing. And people can tell you what they want to tell you all they like. But what do you feel like you should be doing? What do you feel like you should be believing in? Don't convince yourself that it's wrong to believe in the things that you believe in. It's time to speak your truth. Own your worth and know your power. You have everything that you need within, and the universe will provide the rest. It is time to trust that you can stand on your own. It is time to look deep down inside of yourself and face and accept your shadow self, and to bring old cycles of codependency to an end. Know that you can accomplish what you wish to, and a payoff is coming for your hard work, to stand up for your beliefs and your needs. Communicate clearly and communicate confidently. Work hard to bring clarity to your thoughts. So it's time to start expressing what you need in situations, expressing what you want and what you expect, and also letting people know that if they can't treat you with the respect and dignity that you deserve, then you cannot have them in your life, and that they can really, hit the road. Aw, thank you so much, Dom Dom. I really appreciate that. That is amazing. I am so excited about being able to get in my RV at some point. Hopefully things stop happening around here and they get some time to work on it here in the near future and I can get in it. But that is going to make the experience so much better because you have no idea how uncomfortable the beds are in those things. They are ridiculously uncomfortable. I had like stacks of all the cushions inside of my RV all on the same bed in my last one, and it was still very uncomfortable at points. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's time to find a good balance on when to take action and when to wait patiently with open receptivity. Listen to your intuition. What does your higher self tell you it is time to do? Where does it tell you to wait with faith and trust, knowing that your hard work will pay off and your perseverance will pay off? Dive deep and know balance can be found externally, only when it's found internally. Like we were discussing earlier, you can't see anything outside of yourself until you start to see it inside of yourself. And so if you want balance to come into your life, you have to be able to find that balance inside of yourself. If you want balance from other people and good communication skills from other people, then you got to be willing to look inside yourself to find that as well, and to be able to put that into action in the outside world. Exactly right. Ask and you shall receive. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, you shouldn't have to ask. You should just be able to manifest it all without asking. But you know what? Sometimes asking is required of you because too much pride is not a good thing either. And people who can't ask, that's what the issue happens to be, is too much pride. Two of Wands, Queen of Cups, the High Priestess, the Fool, and the Two of Pentacles. So, once again, finding that balance inside of yourself, finding your capability of being able to handle anything and everything that comes your way with a state of balance and peace, and really being able to acknowledge all of those things inside of yourself, those good qualities inside yourself, being able to take a leap of faith and trust and know that this leap of faith is something that you can handle, that you can handle many different things going on at once, much more than you sometimes give yourself credit for. And it's time to start giving yourself credit. It's time to really start seeing how capable you are. This guy here is just trusting in himself and trusting in the universe as he leaps off of this cliff. And he knows that he will be protected. He knows that he will be caught. He knows that he will be carried to his destination. That his leap of faith is really something that some people might say is very stupid, very naive, very foolish. But this guy doesn't think he's stupid. He doesn't think he's naive, doesn't think he's foolish. This person is the one that ends up on the top at the end of the day, because this person is the one that's willing to make the risks and take the chances to make the changes. And sometimes it takes those risks in order to create any change in your life. There may actually be some sort of loyalty around you that you may be overlooking. And a lot of the reason that you overlooked it in the past might have been because of the hurt and the pain that you were in. There could have definitely been somebody who was there throughout this hurt and pain, even if you didn't see them and even if you didn't know that they existed, because you were in so much turmoil that you had a hard time seeing anybody there for you, because inside yourself you felt like you were alone, like there was nobody you could rely on, like there was nothing good in your world. And so you didn't see anything good in your world. You didn't see anybody there that you could rely on. You didn't see anything worth putting effort or time into, and you decided to pull back your energy from everything, which in a way was a good thing because you needed some of your energy. And you needing some of your energy is very important, because that's what helps you to pull yourself up out of that state, out of that hurt, that pain, that loss, that sadness, that grieving, up into a state of, I have everything that I need within myself. And there are so many good things around me in this world. And now I can see good things around me. So what is it around me that has been good for a very long time, even if I haven't given it that credit? And as I said before, you're looking for credit from others. Well, have you given credit to others? Sometimes it takes giving credit to others to receive that credit as well. Dragonfly, you bring light to this world. I really feel like for a lot of you, there's definitely going to be some sort of reconciliation coming into your life, going on in your life. Whether that's an ex-partner or not, I don't know. But what I do know is there's going to be reconciliations of relationships in your life. You are really going to be seeing things in a different light. You're going to be a lot more empathetic, understanding, compassionate of others, because you have given that to yourself. And now that you have that on your side, you are capable of giving it away too, without feeling like you're somehow losing out because you're giving that away. Labyrinth, transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. So you are really raising to a higher level of being, and you know exactly what direction you need to take to achieve this. What path is your heart calling to you? I really feel like the majority of you watching this have some very strong divinatory gifts yourself, and you really do know what it's going to take, what action needs to be made here, what words need to be spoken here. What are you passionate about? Where does your heart lie? What do you need to do to heal the situations in your life? Pride goes before a fall. And right now it is time to let go of that pride and that ego, and to really put the lessons that you have learned over the last couple of years to use in your life, to create balance, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. So you could have been very strongly in a masculine energy and then went very strongly into a feminine energy, and now you're learning how to pull those two together. Or you could have been very strongly in a feminine energy and then veered very greatly into the masculine side, and now you're learning how to put those two together, how to use both of them, that both of them are good energies, and both of them are energies that are important, both of them are energies that matter, and all of those things are energies to be celebrated. Yes, there are a lot of good things about both of those energies, there are a lot of bad things about both of those energies, but now you're learning how to focus on the good parts and good aspects of those energies, how to accept the bad aspects of those energies, and how to work to make the changes that you want to see within yourself to reflect the good aspects of those energies instead of denying their existence. Earth, work with the element of air to cut through to the core of any situation and see the truth. So like I said, I really feel like there's a lot of you in this reading right now that are really good at being able to see things, to see the heart of the matter, to see the truth. You're very good with divination as well. You know exactly what's going on here. And if you don't, taking this leap of faith is what's going to help bring it into clarity for you. I really feel like this is one of those times where you're being asked to leap into the darkness, whether you know what's going on or not, and to know that you will be caught and you will be protected in doing so. So that's what I have for that message. And in between messages, if you guys wanted to be able to donate to the channel or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, my Cash App, Amazon wish list, and PayPal, all in the description box below. Wow, my words really wanted to run over each other. Hi, sweetheart. And I really do appreciate anybody who does any of those things. It really does help me out more than you guys know. Let's see. What is the next message? So, as I said at the beginning of this, I felt very drawn to pull out my abuse cards during this one as well. And so we're going to be delving into some of those issues. At the beginning, we did emotional and mental abuse. Physical overpowering triggers fears of not being strong enough to escape, fears for your life and your freedom, and makes you feel alone and ashamed. Makes you feel like no one cares. Isolation triggers fears that you are alone, social anxiety, doubts about worth and capabilities. So, we were actually discussing something similar to this a little bit ago on the isolation point of it. When you're alone and you feel like the entire world is out to get you, there's nobody there that would help you. You have nobody to call out to, nobody to look to, nobody to share your fears or worries with, nobody that you can trust. There's really a lot of trust issues that goes into this. Someone could have created very strong trust issues in you to where you were feeling very anxious about the world, to where you were feeling like you couldn't trust anybody, like everybody was out to get you, like there was really no place that you could rest your head and feel safe and comfortable doing so. Somebody could have physically overpowered you. My ex actually, there was a time where we were in the bathroom. Well, we were not in the bathroom to begin with. We were in the bedroom screaming at each other, and I was trying to get away from the situation. So I went in the bathroom and I tried to close the door, and he wouldn't let me close the door. And this bathroom was like a tiny little box. It had a bathtub in it, it had a toilet in it, and then it was a little box. The sinks and everything were outside the bathroom. And he pushed through the bathroom door, and he wouldn't get out of my way. And I told him if he didn't get out of my way, that I was going to open the window and I was going to jump out the window. I wanted out of the bathroom. And I said it in a very calm manner too. As calm as I could be in that moment in time. And he ended up grabbing me from behind, wrapping his arms around my arms and around my chest and holding on to me, and he wouldn't let me go until we both ended up falling down in the bathroom. And my glasses had been driving me crazy for a while at that point. They were taped together and they had gotten stuck in my hair again. And so I grabbed him out of my hair and wadded him up into a ball and threw him across the bathroom. And that was the first time he put his hands on me. He put his hands on me one more time. And when he did that time, he had actually blacked out in the kitchen. And he was holding me up to his face, screaming in my face, and I put my hands on his chest and I shoved myself backwards a couple feet, and I looked him dead in the eyes and I told him that if he ever laid another fucking hand on me, he would never see me again, because I have never been physically abused, and that's the only abuse I have never suffered in my life, and I will not be suffering it anytime soon. He never did lay his hands on me ever again. We lived together for about 2.5, 3 years after that. But that physical overpowering like that really makes you feel like you are unsafe, like you have nowhere you can turn, you have nowhere you can go, like this person is in power and could hurt you. I actually, right after he let me go, I went and kicked down our bathroom door. I got about 3/4 of the way through kicking it down, and I came to, and I was like, you know what, I might as well drive this point home. I finished kicking that door down, and as he was bitching about the door being broken, having to fix it, I looked at him and I told him that, you know what, at least I took my frustration out on material things instead of the people and the animals that I love, because those are what is important, not this fucking door. This door is not anywhere near as important as that. And do you realize that if you hit me in the wrong place just once, he's 3 times my size. If you hit me in the wrong place just once, you hit me in the right spot on the jaw, you could break my fucking neck. And I would be dead. From one hit you could kill me. And you want to lay your fucking hands on me like that while you're angry. Why don't you look in the fucking mirror? Because I'm not the one who's in the wrong in this situation, you are. But those experiences really do make you feel very alone. Like you have nobody you can rely on. Like you have no way out of a situation. Like this person is the one that's in charge and there's no way that you can get away. Trust me, there are ways you can get away. Make that choice to walk the fuck away from situations like that. If they don't take the hint the first time and keep their hands off you forever, then get away from them. Gypsy blood. The wind in my hair beckons me to live my life wild and free. Gypsy blood runs in these veins, horses' hooves on empty plains. My heart races in my chest. I know I won't fail this test. It's time to move, I know it's true. This passion fills far too few. Standing still is not my thing. Rhythm makes my heart sing. Stepping up to the plate, my passions I will truly sate. So it is time now to take that action, to go after what it is that you're wanting to go after, to move away from these situations that make you feel like you have no one and you can trust no one. It's time to really get on your horse and ride. I know that's part of a song. I can't think of what song it is right now, but it's part of a song. If you know it, then it's meant for you. You're really not going to be failing this test at this time. You may be scared, you may be nervous, you may be worried, but it is time to do what your heart is calling you to do. It's time to go where your heart is calling you to go. And it is time to realize that you are not alone in doing these things. You are definitely watched over. You have your entire ancestral team behind you, watching you break the curses and the generational crap and karmic cycles that have been burying your ancestors for so long. They are so fucking proud of you for being able to work towards your goals and being able to leave behind the things that are not good for you and being able to face those fears and overcome them. The movie Brave is coming to mind right now too. The energetic transmutation you have been doing for self and for others is working. If you look, you can already see the changes. You are such a loving being, and the love that you give out is healing to the core. You even pray for your enemies. You are protected. Never ever worry. We got you. So you are definitely protected. You are taken care of. And you are definitely not alone. And trust me, there are those who would help, regardless of how many people have made you feel like there are none that would help. Thank you, Rashima. I appreciate it. The secrets surrounding certain situations will be brought to light. Control your actions when you see this truth coming out. Think first and then respond. Do not let pain, fear, or anger take your peace. Be responsible. They will get it back, and your hands will be clean, allowing your blessings to flow in freely, finally. So, hold your head up high and walk away from these situations. Don't seek revenge. Don't seek to get even. Just take yourself and your stuff and move away from it and allow their karma to find them while you find your blessings for being able to do what you are asked to do by the universe. On target, follow your ideal life path. Little luxuries generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. So following your life path is going to bring you the most beautiful things that you could even imagine, the most beautiful experiences that you can even imagine. And you really are going to be generating a lot of good things into your life by being able to follow your path and by being able to let go of things that are not meant for you. So I got a question for Jenna. What do I most need to hear? You're welcome, sweetheart. What are you most needing to hear? Journey to enlightenment. You are on a journey to awaken the light within your soul. Know that you are love. You are learning how much light lives within you, learning to leave behind anything that no longer serves your soul's highest good. A journey to see the strength that you have within you. As we grow through the journey we face in life, we gain wisdom, strength, patience, and new perspectives. Enjoy the blessings that this journey brings, even if it is a bumpy ride. And even if it sometimes seems like they are curses, really, a lot of times things that look like curses at first are truly blessings. It just takes hindsight, looking back on it later. Be okay with not knowing when or how you will die. Live your life while you have it. Be in the present moment. Your death will come at the right point in time and in the perfect way. And it will cause transformation and new life all around it, because everyone's does. Every death has just as much purpose as every new life entering this world. If you would have stayed in that situation, it would have cost you your life and your destiny. Don't feel guilty for walking away. Sometimes it is the best thing. Someone had to have the courage to do it, and brains, and that was you. Remember how strong you are and how far you have come. So, remembering how amazing you are, how strong you are, everything that you have been through, and how you have been able to pull yourself out of those things, how you have been able to really level up, glow up, and grow up. You have really ended things that brought a lot of transformation into your life. If it wasn't for you ending things the way that you did and in the time that you did, things would not have played out the way they did. And the way that they played out is the way that they were meant to play out. And you may be feeling a little guilty or upset that you may have walked away from a certain situation, especially if somebody else has passed away after you walked away from that situation. But you know what? You had to walk away from that situation because it was taking your soul. It was taking your life. It was taking your peace. And it could have even possibly taken your life if you would have stayed any longer. So you had to move away from the situation that you moved away from. That was what you were being led to, and that's what you were meant to do. So don't feel guilty about it, especially if you lost someone or if someone passed away and you're feeling very guilty about moving away from that situation and not being able to be there at the end, not being able to talk to them or see them again, things like that. It was supposed to happen the way that it did. What happens to a narcissist when they lose their best supply? They die because they have no supply coming in to keep them alive. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you were dealing with a narcissist, but what I am saying is that you moved away from the situation because you were meant to, because it was best for you, and because if you wouldn't have, it would have completely destroyed your life. These endings are bringing a lot of new beginnings as well. You may have dealt with a lot of competition, bitterness, resentfulness, envy, jealousy, lies, gossip, things like that. You could have even been dealing with a situation where there might have been multiple parties involved that were jealous or envious of each other as well. Thank you, Rishima. So, ending the cycles of the past and taking a leap of faith to really go after what you want is really going to be very beneficial for you. There may even be some people that are going to be apologizing in the near future or expressing some sort of love. You may be wanting to apologize or express some sort of love. Remember that even if you apologize and express some sort of love, it doesn't mean you have to go back into a situation that was toxic for you. It does not mean that whatever these people were doing was right. It does not mean that it excuses their behavior. You can forgive people from afar as well. And really, you're learning how to manage everything going on in your life without having to care about or worry about what's going on with these other people. You are succeeding very greatly right now. And the reason that you're succeeding is because you chose to end things that weren't serving you, that weren't good for you. You chose to free yourself from that past hurt and pain. And you chose to find that strength within yourself to be able to go out on your own, to be able to enjoy life. And I really feel like you have found that youthful, energetic, loving, beautiful side of yourself again, that inner child, and you have been able to let it out again. And it's because you have moved away from all the drama, the chaos, the conflict, the crap that made you feel like you had to be constantly on top of everything and constantly responsible for everything because other people could not step up to the plate and do their part. And now you are doing your part on your own. And you are doing much better than you ever could have in that situation. Things are going much better than they ever could have in that situation. And I really feel like there's a lot of good things coming to you. I'm going to grab a couple blessings cards as well for this one. Perseverance. The situation or the motivation to keep going despite the odds. So you are going to be given the gift of being able to keep going despite the odds. And I really feel like it has been hard going and it's been a lot that you've been fighting through. But you really have it within yourself to be able to make it out the other side. Felix Felicitas. Power symbol to create lucky serendipitous events. So this leap of faith that you're taking right now to leave behind the things that aren't good for you, to leave behind the people that are constantly arguing, fighting, causing conflict, drama, chaos, or whatever it is in your life. The leap of faith you're making or you have made is something that is allowing you to be able to prosper in your life. It's allowing you to be able to call in lucky situations and circumstances, serendipitous events. You will be taken care of by the universe as you leap out on faith, believing that you will have everything that you need. Even if you're going out there with nothing, you will have everything that you need, because this is the path that you are meant to take. And people might try to make it very hard for you or extremely burdensome for you to be able to take this leap, because they're jealous, because they're envious, because they're upset, bitter, resentful of your ability to free yourself from this situation and your ability to take your power back and to go after your dreams. And doing this, though, is what is going to cause you to see the strength inside of yourself, to see that all this time you had these beautiful wings that you could have flown away with. And you chose to believe the others who told you you'd never make it on your own. But now you're choosing to believe in yourself, and you're choosing to believe in your angels, your guides, your ancestors, the divine beings, and to know that you will be cared for and looked after as you go down this path that is your purpose. So that's what I have for that question. And in between, if anybody wanted to be able to purchase a question or donate to the channel, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list all in the description box below. And I really do appreciate anybody who does any of those things. It really does help me out more than you know. So thank you. And let's get started with this next message. Funny that I mentioned a narcissist in that last question, because narcissistic abuse. Ego and insecurity projected as an inflated sense of self. Neglect and invisibility. Invisibility causes feelings of not belonging and unworthiness. So somebody who really constantly needed the time, the attention, the effort, and nothing you ever did was ever good enough. Nothing you ever did ever showed your love enough. Nothing that you ever did ever made them feel good enough. And it was all your fault that they didn't feel good enough. And also at the same time, you were completely invisible. They did not acknowledge any of your, anything that you did, really. They didn't give you recognition. They didn't give you care. They didn't see you. They didn't appreciate you. They treated you like you were nothing, like you were no one. Thank you again, Rashima. Like you really just did not make a difference in their lives. Like you were nothing, like they could live without you and you didn't matter anyway. All that really mattered was them and what they wanted, and what you weren't giving them and what you weren't doing for them and all that kind of crap. And really it caused you to feel like you didn't belong, like you were unworthy, like you were an outcast, like you were like you could never be appreciated for who you were, and who you were didn't matter. And like it really caused you a lot of insecurities. It caused you to go into this energy of feeling like you were uncared for, unloved, unworthy, non-valuable, like nothing you ever did mattered, nothing you ever did made a difference, like you were nothing and no one, and nobody would even care if you were there or not. And which is a really shitty ass feeling. It's a very shitty ass feeling to deal with that. I've dealt with a lot of that myself, that same ex that I was discussing earlier. Really, it's a very, and that inflated sense of self and that ego and insecurity all mixed together like that, that comes from feeling that same feeling themselves. Somebody else did that to this person, and this person took and carried that on to the next person. It's the same hurt and pain that you may be in right now, or maybe you have gone through, and you may actually even notice that some of the things that you might have done may have actually been similar to what this person did to you. And if you haven't, good for you. Not many people escape not doing any of it at all, but you know, it happens. Hurt people hurt people. And you really want to make sure that you are building up your self-esteem and self-confidence, and that you are not projecting that onto anybody else and feeling like it's somebody else's fault for what's going on inside of yourself. Because regardless of what this person did to you, how you feel about yourself is inside of you. You can control that. Nobody else can unless we give our power to them and let them control that. And so now it's time to take your power back and to see how amazing you are, and to really feel good about yourself, and to get back out there knowing that you are worthy. You are somebody who deserves to be seen. You are somebody who deserves to be heard. You make a difference. You make an impact. And nothing anybody else says or does can change that you make an impact and that you are important, because every soul on this fucking planet is important in some way, shape, or form or another. And you are more important to a lot of people around you than you realize. And you falling into this pit of despair is taking that beautiful person that they love so much away from them. And it is causing that beautiful person that they love so much to turn into a monster towards them, because of the paranoia, the fear, the doubt, the insecurities, the hurt, the pain, all of that kind of crap, making you feel like everybody felt that way towards you when only this person felt that way towards you. But this person may have also isolated you away from people, may have also kept it to where you were only in their sphere. So it felt like the whole world was run by this person, and the whole world is not run by this person. And not everybody thinks the same way that this person does. This person does not control everything. And it is time to take your power back and to show them that they don't control you anymore. They don't deserve that kind of control over your life. Reveal what is within. Get out in nature to rest and heal. Clear your mind. Remember what's real. Own your past. Look in the mirror. At long last, meet the seer. Leave behind shame, guilt, and fear. Kick your mind into gear. Prophets were known as seers once too. Time to look at a new you. No more self-hate or despair. Hand up your worries to those who care. Your inner wisdom is so bright. Time to get in touch with your inner night. So, it's really time to pull away your energy from other people and to take a retreat of sorts for yourself. To get away and to really find that peace, to find that peace in the world around you, to look inside of yourself, to understand what you're going through, where you're coming through, where you're coming from, why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. It's time to get to the root of those issues and those problems and to really heal them from the inside. To not blame it on anybody else in the world, but to look within yourself for the answers. And I'm not saying that those other people are not responsible for what they did, or we should just let go of what they did and what they did wasn't wrong. What I am saying is, the only way that they win is if you allow them to win by not taking your power back and going inside yourself to find the reasons that you're feeling the way that you are, so that you can heal those things and heal those triggers, and so that you can come back stronger, better, smarter, more knowledgeable than ever before. And also more knowledgeable about others around you as well. You'll be able to see the red flags a lot easier too. I'm doing $10 a question in between the collective readings as well. And so what is real to you? And also, you could have definitely been dealing with some sort of religious or spiritual crap from other people that was causing you to feel guilty or ashamed of who you are or what your beliefs are. I've dealt with a lot of that from the Christian community myself. There are some Christians that are very accepting and non-judgmental of others, but you know what? Their own Bible tells them that everybody but them is burning in hell. So, I mean, and that it's the most important thing in this world for them to go around and shove and bully their religion onto other people and make them accept it. Otherwise, they're going to go to hell too. So if you love these people, you need to make sure that you force your beliefs on them. And you know what? That's not right. That is not okay. That is a form of narcissism as well. Thinking that the only opinion or the only beliefs that are valid or true are your own is narcissistic. I'm crying tears of joy because I know you will succeed. You got this. I am sorry that I could not be with you in the 3D, in your special moment. But know that I am still here watching it all. I am so proud of you, and I hope you know it. Get quiet, and you will feel my presence. I'm feeling like that last question that was asked there. This definitely, somebody has lost someone, And they really want you to know that just because they aren't here with you in the 3D does not mean that they don't see you. They are so proud that you turned their death into something meaningful, because you took that death as a reason to live, as a reason to put your efforts tenfold towards what you were going after. And they are very proud of you for being able to step up your game and do what you're doing. If it wasn't for them dying, you may not be here right now, I feel like, because you may not have made the changes necessary to pull your energy back, your time back, and your life back from the hands of somebody else who was very greedy and sucking you dry. I have watched you from a distance for so long. I had to see who you really were before I could make a move forward. Now I see how much you shine, and I am awestruck and also a little bit intimidated. Please stop worrying about whether or not I'm coming. I am. Patience, it may take me a minute. So there could definitely be somebody that is wanting to come into your life, somebody that is wanting to really step in and do right by you. Somebody that wants to make a difference in your life and really wants to make a connection that's worth having in your life. Somebody who may want to get very intimately acquainted with you. And they really want to be able to make this move. They wanted to watch things from the background first, because they may have had some trust issues of their own that they were dealing with and that they were going through. And they are really wanting to fill out the situation first and see if you are who you said you were. See if you are who they thought you were. Instead of just jumping into something without thinking it over or without questioning it, they really wanted to be able to get a feel for the situation. And now that they are seeing that you are so much more than you ever said you were or they ever thought you were, they're a little bit intimidated by that. So it may take them a minute to get there. So just be patient and know that if you're waiting for somebody to come in, they will be coming in. So this is a poem I wrote when I was about 15 years old. And just so you guys know, I do not believe that just girls or just guys are horrible people anymore. You know, when you're 15 years old and you have a guy who hurt you, you kind of tend to jump into that energy. But here goes. Guys are all the same, or is it just me? Am I insane? Or do you see? Do you believe, or do you just receive? Because a lot of girls just take the roles and never learn all the facts. They stand up for all the acts. Mostly they just get dumped in the trash and incinerated into ash. Not even a call, so how can you stand tall? They say you're still friends, but is that how it ends? So, you could have definitely dealt with somebody as well who, this could even be this person where you guys might have been trying to start something, could have been not the right time. And they say you were still friends, you know, but nobody ever actually gets a hold of each other afterwards. And it just ends up being a big fat mess where everything fell apart. And this person, I feel like, had a lot of inner healing to do themselves. And they also really just were sick of finding out that everything that glitters is not gold, and that what they were looking at was not what they actually thought it was. And so they really wanted to just be able to take a step back and take care of things before they came towards you. Within themselves, take care of things, and also being able to really explore things and understand whether or not those things were what they were seeing or were just an illusion too. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Strength card. So, you may be somebody who is going after what you want very strongly at this moment. You also could be somebody who's a very flirty, creative, passionate, fiery energy, somebody who really inspires others, and somebody who is very passionate. You are definitely very passionate, very blunt, very outspoken. You see truth and you speak truth. And people may not have seen how much of a gift that was in the past as well. They may have actually moved away from you because that truth may have stung a bit. And also, I feel like these people may not have known just how amazing you were. They may have really felt like, yeah, you're sitting down with nothing right now and you're going after you want, but after what you want, but not everybody has the perseverance to make it through that. Not everybody has the dedication or the emotional stability and strength to be able to make it through that. And you might claim that you have all those things, but how do I really know you have all those things? And so somebody may have moved away from this situation and just sat back watching the situation play out, and they're really seeing the truth of who you are at this point. You have definitely inspired a lot of people. You have inspired a lot of people to come out of a state of lack, to start seeing the blessings around them, to start seeing the beauty around them, to really be able to find their path and stick to it, to be committed to what they want and going after it. And really, it's something that has really been just very awe-inspiring. You have really inspired people to see that no matter how little they have, they can create something so amazing, abundant, and beautiful, something so fulfilling if they just take action to go after what they want, and if they're just honest about what they want and what they don't want, and if they express themselves and their truth, and if they're very dedicated and committed to going after what they want, then they can really achieve their greatest dreams. And this person in the past may not have seen what a blessing you were in their life, but you have really turned their life upside down because they have been inspired to go after their dreams because of you. So that's what I have for that message. All of us as a whole will win. I agree. That it won't just be one religion that wins. It will be everyone that wins. And the ones who want to stay stuck in the past paradigm of I'm right and everybody else is wrong, they will be the losers in the end. So in between, if anybody wanted to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list all in the description box below. And I really do appreciate it. It helps me out more than you guys know. And yeah, I really appreciate anything that you guys do. It really does make a very strong difference in my life, whether you know that or not. So for those of you who have done that, I really do appreciate you guys. Other things that make a difference is liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, checking out my other channel, Dee's Storytime, where I have all my poetry. You can find the link in the description box below. Leaving likes, comments, shares, and subscribes over there helps me out as well. And I really appreciate any of those things that any of you guys do because it's very amazing. So thank you. It's time to let go, to allow the past to be in the past. Closure or no closure. Do it for yourself so that your life can get back on track. It is not time to start letting in distractions now. It's too close to fulfillment. Remove yourself from the situation. Have compassion, but detach because you can't control any of that. You can only control what you are doing and how you are behaving. So remember that you can't control what anybody else is doing, what they're believing, how they're behaving, what they're deciding to how they're deciding to act, how they're deciding to treat you. Any of that kind of stuff you cannot control. All you can do is tell them how you feel about it and then move away from the situation. They're the ones who have to decide whether or not they want to make a change in their life. And right now you're too close to succeeding to be able to let people come in and turn you back on your choices to be able to be better and be healthier. I don't regret my past because it makes my future. You are finally releasing the past. Forgiveness and letting go are true blessings after holding on and drowning in the poison it created for so long. You are on the right path. Keep going. No turning back now. Yes, you will be able to handle the triggers with grace and with dignity. You have learned so much, especially in self-love and self-esteem. Remember in those hard times to hold your faith close to you. Don't give in to fear and to doubt. Know what you have been promised is the truth. Release timing and how it will happen. Surrender with trust. It's time to go with the flow and maintain peace at all costs. So it's really time to see how strong you are, to understand and appreciate just how capable you are, just how worthy you are, and to really allow yourself to open up to be able to receive the abundance and blessings coming your way for the hard work that you have put in. Regardless of what anybody else thinks or believes about what you've been working on, what you have been working on is a very strong thing. It is a very powerful thing, and it is something that is going to make a very big difference in your life. So, you could be working on healing your heart because of some snakes that you have dealt with in the past. You could be working on seeing things in a different light as well, and really being able to not have to hear or react to things from other people so fully, not allowing things to get under your skin so much, not allowing things to trigger you so much, really going within to understand why you're feeling triggered by certain actions or behaviors from others and what you can really do about that to be able to heal that energy. Judgment, a call to action, Three of Hearts, and the Knight of Swords. The Two of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. So in the past, you dealt with situations where you gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, and you really didn't get much back, but you also weren't expecting anything back, right? So in the future, giving and giving and giving, that's a great thing. But you also need to be open to receiving and receiving and receiving, because that's what makes it balanced. It's time to really release the heartbreaks of the past, the hurt of the past, the impulsive actions or behaviors of yourself or others in the past, the harsh words, and the painful situations. It's time to take action to learn from the past, to grow from the past, to forgive and release, to close the door on situations that are no longer benefiting your future. You're welcome, Sixth Intuition. And to really open the door to the new possibilities right in front of you. There's a lot of people that want to give to you. There's a lot of harmonious, balanced, beautiful friendships that you can have a lot of prosperity and success within. But it takes not only giving, but allowing yourself to receive. Sometimes there are people that are wanting to give to us, and we train them to be selfish. We train them not to give to us, and we train them to accept everything we give because we constantly deny them the ability to be able to give to us. Oh, no, don't worry about me. I'm okay. Oh, I don't need anything. Oh, no worries. I got this. Don't worry about anything. And constantly giving to them. Oh, here, take this. Oh, no, it's okay. I don't need it. No, you take it. I'm not going to take it back. You take it. I don't want it. And, kind of giving to those other people, but not allowing ourselves to take something once in a while is definitely something that keeps us from having balanced, harmonious friendships and situations, family situations, any kind of situation. And it's not just the other person's fault when that's going on. Some of it is our fault too. And accepting our fault, accepting where we can make those changes necessary to create a different outcome is what creates that different outcome. That's what takes our power back. Blaming it on everybody else all the time isn't going to do anything to help us. Blaming it on ourselves all the time isn't going to do anything to help us. But knowing that both parties have a part in it and both parties created this dynamic helps us to be able to create a different and more healthy and balanced dynamic going forward into the next situation. I agree, Rashima. Peace, balance, and harmony. So that's what I got for that message. And if anybody wanted to be able to donate or purchase a question, you can find my PayPal, Cash App, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. And I really appreciate anybody who does that. And it really does help me out more than you guys know. And let's see what other messages the universe wants to talk about today. So, all of my The physical overpowering and a mental and emotional abuse both ended up in my pile of unused ones for some reason again. So there may be some bearing on the conversation we had at the beginning of this message. Take some you time to relax. Meditation, massage, bath, shower. If it's too stressful, take a break and come back to it later. It will be much easier to deal with if you have a fresh and rested mind. So, all of the things that you have been through and all of the things that you're overcoming, all of the things that you're breaking out of are going to be much easier to address if you take some time to care for yourself, love yourself, really put some time, effort, and energy into you. And also, that keeps us from expecting others to do all of that for us. It's something that helps us to be able to rely on ourselves, to be independent instead of codependent. And it also keeps others from relying on us to do all of that for them too. Because now they got to do it for themselves while you're doing something for yourself. It breaks the codependency cycle on both sides. Unless, of course, they find somebody else to come in and do that part for them instead. And then they're just repeating the cycle, and it's going to end up breaking down in a far worse way than it did the last time, because you know what, they should have learned the lesson that first time, and now they're going to have to learn it in a harder way. So if you're breaking free of that cycle and you're moving forward, be proud of yourself and know that you're going to be blessed for it. And if the other person you were dealing with decided not to break that cycle and decided to go into another situation that was very similar to the one you shared in the past, just know that that is going to break down in a way that is far worse than it was when yours broke down. And know that that is not a healthy situation. Don't be jealous of the situation. Don't be feeling like, oh, this person replaced you and blah, 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 blah. Don't do that to yourself. That's just going to tear you down, and it's going to drag out your healing process, and it's going to bring a lot of karma your way that you don't need. Wash your hands of the situation. Focus on you, your goals, your path, and what you got going on. And don't worry about whether or not that person got to go into a different situation where somebody else is treating them the way that you used to treat them before you broke free of the crap and decided to take your power back. If you are going to be a shepherd, you can't hate the sheep. Others will follow where you lead when you choose to lead. Don't hate the copycats and take the responsibility very seriously. With great power comes great responsibility. Spider-Man. Besides, you wouldn't have leaders without followers. They make the leader. How do you have a leader without followers? You don't. There's no such thing as a leader if there is no followers. So stay humble and choose and use your words and actions wisely. And at one point, to be a great leader, you had to have followed somebody to get there, right? Even if it wasn't somebody physically in your life, you looked up to somebody, or you looked up to a certain entity or energy, or you know, there was something that led you where you are. Even if that's just the divine beings, there was something that led you where you are. I love you. Why are you here watching this? What do you want? Is something missing? Do you not love me? My arms are open and waiting. Come home to me. I miss your smell, your touch, your laughter, your jokes, your eyes, and your smile. What would love do? Listen to your heart. Your mind can only take you so far if your heart is not involved. It takes a balance of both heart and mind to make the best choices possible for yourself. You can't make the best choices possible for yourself or the world around you if you don't have both of those involved. There are many great leaders in this world, and the best leaders in this world are not just using their mind, they're using their heart too. You want a leader who only used his mind? Think about Hitler. I mean, come on, that's a leader that used his mind, but he didn't have much heart, did he? If he had heart, he wouldn't have been making the decisions that he was making. So remember not to throw your heart into a box thinking that it causes you to make stupid decisions, because it doesn't cause you to make stupid decisions. It causes you to make caring, kind, compassionate, and empathetic decisions, which every leader needs to be able to do. Shifting focus to self more. I have done enough for others. I am whole on my own. I am stronger than I think. I can do anything that I set my mind to, and that is helping me on this journey. I realize how much I have done for others in my life, and I apply those things in my own direction as well now. It doesn't mean I stop giving to everybody else, but I need to give to me too. It's time for self-focus and care. Others can stand on their own for now as well. I am worthy of my own focus, and my whole being will shift once I decide to shift my focus onto me. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Some of us grew up so young and we really had so many responsibilities. We had to be the one that was responsible, the one that was in charge, the one that was taking care of everything. And sometimes it's hard to let go of that and to really realize that we need to be responsible, take charge, and take care of everything of our own for a minute, because we have so much going on that we can't take care of everything for everyone. And so other people sometimes have to step up and come out of that codependent energy themselves. They need time to be independent too, to really learn how to think for themselves, to be able to learn how to take steps for themselves, to be able to learn how to do for themselves. How are they supposed to do that if you're there doing everything for them all the time? And, you know, that's going to help you feel a lot less guilty about pulling your energy back, because these people need to be able to care for themselves too. What if you died tomorrow and they wouldn't have any clue how to go about doing anything for themselves because you were there to do it all the time? And so now finding that nice balance of being there for them while still being there for you and still expecting them to take care of their own things too is really going to be much better. We also have the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. So you may have felt stuck, held back, like you couldn't move, or you were I didn't realize that that was you, Tim. That's awesome. I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow either. And Skype isn't as complicated as it seems like. When I first started trying to figure out Skype, I was a little bit nervous about it too. I hate having to figure out anything new technology-wise. It really makes me procrastinate a lot because I really don't like having to go through all the crap to figure it out. But it really is not as hard as it seems like it would be. So, you were feeling very stuck or held back or overwhelmed by thoughts, fears, anxieties, by constant overthinking of every situation that was going on in the past. And really, you are on this journey, this new journey. And this new journey is going to bring a lot of good things into your life. I'm really focused on these pyramids in this card here. You're really going to be having a lot of new ideas, new understandings, new perspectives. You may even be learning new beliefs. You may be learning a lot about other cultures as well. And this is really going to change how you see the world around you. It's going to change what you're passionate about, what you believe in, what your drive is. You're really going to be picking up a lot of new knowledge, a lot of new wisdom, and you're going to be spreading that knowledge and wisdom. You could have even been feeling so stuck in your mind and stuck in your thoughts and stuck in your head that you were not allowing yourself to speak the truth you had within you, and to realize just how important those truths that you had within you were, and just how strong of a leader you could be. Because I feel like you have really been working very hard at delving into your shadow side, understanding it, and really being able to accept it so that you can really integrate those parts of that part of your being into yourself and put it to use to create an even stronger form of yourself, to really be able to ground yourself and balance yourself so that you could follow your intuition and your actions going forward, so that you could really truly understand what it is that you want, what it is that you desire, what makes you most passionate, and where your time, energy, and effort should be spent to create the best things, not only for yourself, but for the people around you. Because that time, energy, and effort should be balanced in different areas and not all going to one area at a time, because that's what's going to bring the best results. And it could even have something to do with your children as well, and feeling very stuck in your thoughts, or constantly worried or overthinking whatever is going on with your children if you have children. Breaking bad habits, self-acceptance, mental health, or excellent mental health, and letting go of vices. As you work on these things and freeing yourself, and as you really break free of this own entrapment that you have fallen into inside of your mind, and as you start to really be able to explore things with an open mind, with curiosity and with joy and happiness and positivity, instead of feeling like everything wrong that can go wrong will go wrong and is going to go wrong. Once you stop doing that to yourself, then you are going to be in much better mental health. And you are really going to be starting to notice just how many people are watching you and looking up to you and inspired by you because of the journey that you have made. One enchanted evening, the perfect night. So, there could even be a very good night that is going to be coming in your near future, one that you have constantly thought of or overthought and constantly came up with all different kinds of crazy scenarios or beliefs about it or expectations for it, and a lot of them have been very bad expectations. You are going to be having a very good night that is going to show you that that overthinking is completely preposterous and it needs to stop, because that is what is causing you a lot of the mental despair, anguish, mental health issues that you have going on, psychosis possibly, constant overthinking, constantly feeling like everything's going to go wrong. And I feel like a lot of that has been manifesting some circumstances to balance those things out and to end these bad habits, to let go of the vice, accept yourself for who you really are, all of you, the good and the bad, and really noticing some of the things that you've been doing that are very unhealthy for yourself and for others. You are really going to be breaking free, and it's really going to be creating a lot of good things in your life, and you're going to be noticing and appreciating just how right doing the things that you might have thought were going to bring bad things actually was, and that you were the only one holding yourself back from the good things because of the fact that you thought that they were going to end up bad. So you could even be considering going home or getting in contact with somebody, and you're overthinking it, making it out to be bigger than it is, making it out to be a bad thing, when in actuality it's going to be a very good thing, and there's going to be a lot of good things coming from it. There's going to be a lot of love and happiness and joy coming your way, things that you didn't expect and things that you didn't believe could be possible, and people are going to be very proud of you for being able to overcome the things that you were going through as well. So in between messages, if you would like to donate or purchase a question, you can find my PayPal, Cash App, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. And I really do appreciate anybody who does any of that. It really does help me out more than you guys know. And anything that you guys do to support me on this channel really does help me out more than you guys know. So I really appreciate all of it. And I really hope that you guys know just how much of a difference you make in my life as I make one in yours. So let's see what other messages the universe has for us today. La 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 la. This paper doesn't want to open. So, and it closed again. You could be feeling like you are a little bit frustrated or upset with doors that don't seem to be opening, that should be opening, and it should already be happening, and you might be getting a little bit impatient. But it's time to just kind of laugh off the things that aren't lining up exactly how you want them to, and to really just enjoy the moment and live in the moment. Hyena continued. Communicating frustration, excitement, or fear all along the way. Getting rid of some passive aggressiveness. All of this will help you to open up and balance out your energy. There are new opportunities headed your way. Show discernment in your leadership. Not all opportunities should be accepted, only the ones that you truly want. Find people that you feel connected to by being your true self. You are on your journey to find balance and to heal. It is time to laugh and to have fun. Trust your intuition. It's guiding you. You know what I find really great about that? Trust your intuition, because my intuition told me to say that it was time to laugh and have fun with some of the things that you just don't feel like are lining up right now the way that you want them to. And yeah, it's time to laugh and have fun. Trust your intuition. It is guiding you of when to speak or act and when not to. Keep your eyes open and your wits about you. Be ready to grab the right opportunity when it presents itself. So it is time for you to really just be in a state of enjoying the moment and enjoying life and not worrying too much about what's to come or what has been, but really just living and let live, and really being discerning and understanding when you should be acting and when you shouldn't be, whether or not you're acting out of fear or anxiety, or whether or not you're acting out of a peaceful state of mind. Peace. Priority, high vibration, self-esteem, self-confidence, happiness, care, communication, security, fulfillment, forward motion, clarity, perseverance, purpose, acceptance, honest feelings, equality, restfulness, pursual, effectiveness, sexual fulfillment, tranquility, little bit of crazy, awesomeness, closeness, passion, openness, honesty, fearless, compassion, commitment, empathy, love, courage, courageous, future hopes, team awesome dreams, loyalty and beauty, forgiveness. So, there could be something that you have been wanting for a very long time, something that you have been waiting on to manifest for a very long time, something that you put a lot of time, effort, and energy into that you are feeling like may never come. This is actually something I wrote in 2018 and still hasn't quite manifested yet. So, it could be something that has really been a very long manifestation. All of these things that are inside this, do you feel like those describe you? And if they don't describe you, then it is time to start working on those particular areas and not worrying about whether anybody else is putting their work in. Pray, hope, whatever, but focus on you. Focus on your path. Focus on what you have going on inside of you, because raising your vibration and finding those things inside of yourself will be able to draw those things in from the outside as well. And sometimes it takes time. I'm thinking of a moth more than a butterfly as I see this. Or two dragonflies kissing. If you see something particular in this, look up the symbolism of it. Could even be two guys on like some kind of robot fighting each other. I'm really feeling like there has just been a lot of mirrored energy between you and other people around you, and that looking in that mirror and starting to delve deep down inside of yourself instead of looking for the answers outside of yourself is really going to help you moving forward, because you may be blocked right now in moving forward. If you look at this half, you know, this could actually be somebody driving some sort of thing, but this is in the way. This is themselves in the mirror. So it could actually be yourself that is in the way of you being able to manifest your dreams coming true. And so it's time to really look inside of you to see what may actually be stopping you from fulfilling what you have your intentions on. And whether or not your intentions are actually fully on it, or whether your intentions are feeding that fear and that anxiety. I'll see you tomorrow. That's pretty awesome. 2 lead guitar players on stage is what somebody else saw. Bye, Six Tuition. Bye, Tim. I love you still, but I chose me. I do not have hate in my heart for you. The times that I have are far too few. Anger at times usually too fleeting to mention. Forgiveness is always my deepest intention. Not just because hate poisons the heart, also because I know I had a part. Maybe I should have told you I knew. I expected that you'd come clean as the time flew. And then I realized you would never stop, as long as you had a way out to cop. As long as I continued to tell you all, you saw fit to make it your call. Had strangers thinking that they knew me, judging me, exactly what do they see? Not my story that I had told, but the ramblings of someone far too bold. I know for sure no one is perfect, but I shouldn't have had to suspect. Fighting with my intuition, that was always right. Not wanting to walk away from you, I would fight. Self-love and respect guides my actions now. I must lead the way to show you how. I hope you learn the same lesson in your own time. Understand how to make amends for your crime. Love yourself and let yourself shine. Trust me, I always think of you as mine. I'd fight for you the same as my own kids. Disloyalty to you my heart forbids. I hope one day the same is returned. Until then, this bridge is burned. And so this could definitely be something where you have had to walk away from certain situations or certain people, or somebody else could have even walked away from you. And the same message is there, that this was done for self-love. This was done because somebody felt like their secrets were being exposed, like things that they didn't necessarily want getting out were getting out. And it's not even that they didn't want them getting out, but they didn't want people hearing them the way that they did. And the telephone game and stuff like that. And you know what? Who really cares? That's the whole thing. Who gives a shit what anybody thinks? Who cares what all those small-minded people really want to think or say, or, it's none of their fucking business anyway. Yeah, but at the same time, people are going to talk. People are going to spread things. There's going to be all those things going on. You just have to learn how to not care. And you know what? For many, 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 many years, I spread my story far and wide to help other people. And so many people knew about my story anyway. I really thought that it wouldn't matter if anybody was doing that because, everybody knows everything. I tell everybody everything. Who cares? And somebody actually started doing that with my story, and not in a good way either. They were spreading things that were just malicious and twisted and turned. And then other people were taking what they had taken to them, and they were thinking that they knew everything about me and what was going on with me and what was going on with the people around me, and turning it into something else that was even more nasty than what that person had turned it into before they spread it around. And yeah, it does hurt. And yeah, it does suck, but who gives a shit what any of those people think? Because who cares? That's what you got to tell yourself. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's nothing that really truly matters. What truly matters is what you think of yourself and what you're doing in your life. And if you feel like there is something that they are seeing in a wrong way, then that's their own problem. Because you know what? Anybody whose opinion is actually worth having and should be valid in your life in any way is somebody who is not just going to take a secondhand account of your life and believe it without even questioning it, without even looking into what you actually have going on. For somebody to sit there and think that they know you through somebody else's account of who you are is ridiculous. And to judge you based off of other people's words, that's ridiculous. And as ridiculous as it is hurtful. But at the same time, you can't allow it to bother you because, like I said, it's ridiculous. So it doesn't matter anyway. Your creativity and your ideas are a gift, worth cherishing and nurturing. Keep expanding your own imagination and connecting to your inner child. You could create a great work of art. Whether it be music, painting, drawing, or any other creation, you are an artist. Believe in you and stop limiting yourself and your creations. So it's time to allow whatever is going on inside of you to come out of you through creative expression, to allow yourself to free your mind of the limitations you're placing on it, the judgments, the lower vibrational energy that may be keeping you from expressing who you truly are and putting your true passion, soul, and life into the creations that you are creating. This is actually reminding me of a painting that I did last year where it was actually a sex scene. And because somebody was coming up behind me and trying to peek over my shoulder and see what I was doing, I got very self-conscious about it. And then I didn't really want people to know what was going on underneath the scene. So I created an illusion over the top of it so that if you look really hard, you can see what's going on, but it really takes an artist's eye to catch it. And nobody else who didn't really understand the artist themselves would be able to actually see what's going on underneath the painting. And so that right there limited the painting and what it could have been. At the same time, I was really happy with how that painting turned out anyway, and it's a pretty amazing painting. But you can limit the beautiful creations that you can make by judging yourself or allowing the judgments of others to be able to get in the way of you and what you are creating, to allow it to stop you from being your truest self and expressing yourself in the most authentic ways that you can. So we have Death, Nine of Wands, the World, Three of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Choosing to be independent, choosing to be free, choosing also to no longer be dealing with situations that are toxic or lower vibrational situations that are keeping you bound or stuck. You really need to start seeing things in a different light and realizing that the situations you choose to put yourself into are not what holds you back. What holds you back is yourself. And it's time to free yourself from that energy of containing yourself for the pleasure of others. And it is also time to stop putting yourself in those toxic situations that make you feel bound. If you are around somebody that you feel like you have to mask part of yourself in front of, then you are not around the right people. So, learning and growth and overcoming these obstacles, freeing yourself to be able to go after what it is you want to go after, whether that's in partnership, work relationships, school ideas, things like that. Being able to realize that, yes, you have been through a lot, but everything that you have been through has led you to where you are right now. And there is a beautiful light right in front of you just across the way. There's something beautiful coming into you. And it's because you have taken the action to learn, to grow, to free yourself from the past, and to really step into this more independent energy, to transmute the energies being thrown your way and make it something beautiful, instead of taking that energy upon your shoulders and allowing it to weigh you down and stop you dead in your tracks. You have taken that energy and allowed it to free you even more, because you no longer care what those people think or what they say or what they do. You are not focused on that, but you are focused on you and what you can bring into this world. And this transformation is creating a lot of amazing things in your life. So that's what I have for that message. And in between messages, again, if anybody wanted to be able to donate or purchase, well, we're done purchasing questions today because there's only 10 minutes left. So I'm just going to do a quick ending message. Thank you, Rashima. And if you wanted to be able to donate, though, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, and Amazon wish list in the description box below. And I really do appreciate it, guys. So let's see what else the universe wants to talk about for our closing message. I had to get a drink first. So, let's see. It wasn't me, it was always them. I changed the way that I handled things, but I should not have. I started speaking out again. It's time. Leave behind the guilt and shame. That bitch, B. Miller. So, if you started speaking out and expressing yourself and telling people exactly what's what and putting them in their place, and people got all upset at you and blamed you and made you out to be the bad guy and all that kind of stuff, and you started feeling ashamed of that, guilty of that, like you shouldn't be doing that, like it was so wrong to do that, it was never wrong. You were right in doing the things that you were doing. You should not have changed the way that you handled things. You should have continued to fight and stand strong in your power and believe the things that you believe to be true. Regardless of what anybody else wanted you to do with your life, it was your life to make the decisions on. And now it's time to start making those decisions that you have thrown in the trash because other people made you feel like they weren't good decisions to be making. That bitch, B. Miller. Great song, by the way. Hold on. I'm trying to think of the lyrics. Everyone wants to hear a strong opinion if it's the same as you. It's basically about and since I got a pussy, I'm a bitch. And since you are a dude, yeah, you can tell the truth. But as soon as I do, I'm a bitch. So there could definitely have been people that were just making you feel like you were in the wrong for speaking the truth. And yet they could run around talking about whatever they wanted to talk about. And what kind of fairness is that? What kind of reality is that? That's not reality. The reality is if I'm a bitch, so are you. And who gives a shit if I'm a bitch anyway? Because sometimes it takes a bitch to get a job done. Sometimes it takes a conflict to actually create a change. You know the answers you seek. Look within, not without. Give anxiety a rest and meditate and pray. Find your peace, your center, and ground yourself. You will need all of your wits and your strength for the next part of this journey. So even though you have already been through a lot, there is more to come. And if you want to get technical, the journey never ends. It's a journey. That's what life is, a journey. And it's not something that just ends. It ends when we die. And even then we transform and transmute, and our energy turns into something else where it's not actually gone. But there's going to be a lot coming in the near future, and you're going to need your rest for that. You're going to need your strength for that. You're going to need your wits about you. You're going to need to be in a centered, peaceful, balanced state so that you can say what you need to say without turning it into something that is blamed on you, is the thought that came to mind. Instead of being triggered into reacting, but responding instead in situations. We've been through so much together. We'll always be together. Separation is just an illusion. I will see you again. No worries. Right now it is time to live. You still have more to do first. You have a big purpose and a big impact to make. Don't be distracted from your path. So if you have anybody who has passed over that you love immensely and you've been missing a lot lately, they just want you to know that they understand where you're coming from and that you miss them, but at the same time you have more to do, and they are very proud of you for being here doing what you're doing, and that you guys really are not separated. That's just an illusion. They're right here with you, and you will see them again, but first you have things that you are doing. And this could also be somebody that is your partner from the past as well. Take it how it resonates. Time to care for you as only you can. You put so much effort into caring for others. Why wouldn't you do the same for you? It is time for self-love and for self-appreciation. Notice all that you do and give yourself a big thank you, and then take a well-deserved break. And don't worry that just because you're taking this break, everything won't still be going good. Pay attention to your surroundings. You might notice things that you missed before. Don't be paranoid. Just don't allow yourself to be caught off guard either. Notice and appreciate the signs that you are given as well. And another thing about feeling like you need to do everything, or if you step away from a situation to take a break, everything's going to fall apart. That is a big ego issue as well. So there needs to be an ego death where you're able to just live and let live, be able to let go a little bit, able to pull back your energy a little bit, able to feel like you're not here to be a superhero and save the whole planet, that you can do what you can do, but you also need to take care of you to be able to do what you can do even better. So the Ace of Cups, self-love again, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles, you know what? And the Hangman. So you're going to be seeing things from a very different perspective here in the near future. A perspective of self-love. A perspective of walking away from things in the past because you didn't see anything good coming from them, even though you had a lot of love for the situation. And you may start to realize that the reason that you had to walk away was not because there was nothing coming from this situation and that the seeds were bad or anything like that. It was because you were constantly questioning things. It was because you were constantly trying to control things or constantly trying to do too much and be too much. And now you are really, you had to pull away from the situation so that you could have that time and that distance and that self-care moments, the time to take care of you, the time to build you up, the time to find that love for you and yourself and your life. And, you really needed to be able to save something up for yourself. And you really needed to be able to stop questioning constantly whether or not things were going to come to fruition, whether or not things were going to fall apart, whether or not people were going to walk away, whether or not you were worthy, whether or not you should walk away, whether or not, you know, whether or not things were going to pan out or things were going to work. You had to find your faith. You had to find your trust. You had to find that divinity inside of yourself and in the world around you. And you had to really be able to find that true trust, faith, belief, persistence, dedication, commitment. All of those things had to be found, and they had to be found inside of yourself. And I really feel like you're going to be celebrating a lot of good things in life in the near future. And a lot of these good things that you're celebrating in life in the near future are because of your ability to be able to hold back and to really pause, to be able to reflect on things, to see things from a different perspective, to understand things from everyone's perspective, and to really put that into use in your life. And I really feel like there is going to be a much stronger sense of balance when it comes to your thoughts and your energy. And you're really going to be feeling much stronger because of this time away from the world a little bit, and away from people a little bit, and away from distractions. You're really going to be seeing things in a very different light in the near future. And I'm really looking forward to all the healing that's going on right now with the collective. The collective is really going through a lot of healing that's bringing so much success into their life. Water. Work with the element of water for healing, purification, and refinement. Energy protection, energy cleansing, and shielding is going to be very good for you as well. It's going to allow you to stay in your own energy instead of allowing other energies to manipulate, control, and it's not like a lot of times people are not intentionally pushing that energy onto you. They just don't understand energy any more than people that aren't protecting their energy do. Very good things. Thank you, Rashima. Star. The silver energy of the star brings good luck, serendipity, and serendipity. And once again about the faith, because faith is believing when you can't see. Faith is a dark, cold night and then looking up and seeing the North Star and being able to find your way again. It's that trust that even in the darkest of times, good things can be found, light can be found, silver linings can be found. Protection. Strong protective magic for the family and the home. So once again, faith, trust, and belief in your healing abilities, in your protection, in your rituals that you are doing for that protection, in your energy cleansing sessions and clearing sessions, your energy protection, in your ability to be able to detach and to be in your own energy, and there's just a lot of protective energy and magic for the home and for the family. And these things that you do, whether it be prayer, affirmations, spell work, whatever it is, all of that brings a greater faith and a greater belief, which is why the actions are so important too. And not just thinking about it, but actually doing something about it, feeling like you have that power and that control in your life, and taking actions will help you to believe that those actions are working as well. So prayer is not the only part of it. Prayer is a part of it, but you have to put in your work too, to feel like you are safe, to feel like you are doing something to create something. Those energetic boundaries and that energetic purity and purification, all of that stuff comes from the work that you put in to achieve that. And the faith that you give to your prayers as well as your actions when it comes to that. So that is what I have for today, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys thought about it, whether or not it resonates with you, and what you guys might be going through. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye bye, guys.